just not.
Ooh, a countdown. Where did Eric go?
You know what? It's
Oh, there he is.
You get to a certain age, and you're like,
You just disappeared.
just which button does what?
What's this button for?
Hold on, I turn the radio down. I can't see you.
Wait a
Where are my
minute.
glasses?
Hold on.
I mean, growing up, did your fathers all do that too? Where it's like it's a rainy day, you know, they're having trouble seeing through the windshield. They're like, I can't see very well. Turn that radio down.
Yeah, I got to concentrate. Yeah, I don't want to.
It's like, what is the radio? It's not even on.
You can listen to Steely Dan some other time.
How is everyone this evening?
Doing great. How are you this evening?
Any better? And they take my universal healthcare card.
Nice. Eric, did you go get your Mac 128?
Yes, I did.
Great. All right, good. I won't say
And it
anything
turned
else
out to
about
be
it.
a 512.
Oh, really? So somebody had upgraded.
I've got the actual invoice from when they purchased it. They bought it with the upgrade.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
interesting.
You can always downgrade it.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, especially if it's like the 128 512 motherboard, you know. So
Yeah, it's I don't know. I've never really looked at them before in detail. So I posted a picture and somebody told me it looks like the old board with an upgrade, but I don't know if that was even possible.
where'd you
Is it
post
some
that
sort
at?
of daughter board attached to it?
No, it's got to be a 512 board, but
I'll ask a third time. Where did you post that at?
Oh, Discord.
Discord, I believe.
Under look what I found.
It's a big place. It's a big
Yeah.
place.
Well, the only Discord that matters, Ron,
Does it?
your Discord.
Yes. Your
It
secret.
might be under look what I found or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's under look
Yeah.
what
The
I found.
optical mouse is great. So.
yeah,
cool.
you know, it's still, you know, and he gave me a bonus plus without a keyboard
Oh, nice.
and
Plus?
More parts. Yeah.
the cases, carrying cases, although the beige one was too far gone to salvage, so I just tossed it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And did the keyboard or the mouse came with that like proprietary mouse pad?
Yes, it had
Yeah.
the optical mouse pad with it,
That's key.
which is good.
I found one of those years ago and didn't know what that was, and I've kept it. I still actually have it in my attic. I'm meaning to take it down. And I assumed they were just generic and they worked with any optical mouse of that no, they were very specific to a very specific mouse.
Yeah.
So I had an older optical mouse I found a couple of years ago, and I remember trying it thinking, oh my God, thank God I saved this mouse pad. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 128 board that's just been upgraded to 512.
So you could actually upgrade the board itself.
That's what that other little PCB is on there.
Oh, the little tiny, yeah.
That's
okay, cool.
aftermarket RAM upgrade.
So it's still cool.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, it is a 128. It just happens to have more memory
And-
shoehorned in.
Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, you got it for a very good price?
Yeah. And Ron helped me out, keep making sure the guy communicated because he said he got a lot of responses over it.
Mhm.
I was a little surprised that it wasn't gone by the time I got a hold of him, but I sweetened the deal a little bit, which is why I think he gave me bonus stuff with it. But I offered him 125. He was asking 100, so it was still a really great deal. And then he threw in the plus, like I said, and see if I can do this without dropping another keyboard.
Mhm.
A keypad for Apple II.
Ooh,
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's like the 2E.
Neat.
keypad.
Yeah, so
It's cool.
How does that connect to the 2E?
Joystick port.
with a
Just
cable.
twisted cord? Cool.
Or
I
no,
mean-
there's I can't remember what that is.
Or is it serial? Or some sort
No.
of parallel? No? Okay.
I don't know.
And
I
there's
haven't
a,
looked it up.
yeah, there's like a card or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
For all those people doing accounting with Apple IIs back in the day.
Yes.
Right.
Gotta have them spreadsheets. Gotta have that number pad.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah. So when we get
Cool.
to the show and tell part, I'll haul them up here.
Awesome. So who do we have in the chat this evening? Who would like to welcome and thank everybody for being here?
Well, I could do it. I haven't done that yet. So
Okay.
we
sounds good.
have Joe's Computer Museum, Mac84, Steve Eep, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Francois Ravel, and a lot of chatter from everybody. Eric, some guy named Eric.
Yeah, we don't let him in.
One Bit Fever Dreams, Jack's, or excuse me, Jamie's Hack Shack.
Mm-hmm.
Jack 68K, CDI.
I think that's it. JC was also here early. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
you know.
I880, I80386
You can just say Jesse.
Jesse,
I know. I
it's a lot
trip
easier
over
to say
that every
Jesse.
time. I
Or
believe that's
386 SX. 386 SX. We're brevity.
that
around
Intel
here.
architecture.
Hopefully someday he will upgrade and we'll just have to say Pentium 4.
Yeah.
It's gonna
one
happen.
day. Yep. But the that keypad interface, there is a connector on the motherboard that's like J16 or something that is specifically for that. That it's like a long Molex looking like single inline connector
Okay.
plugs in, and then on the back of the machine you actually have that DB15 or whatever that is, and then
Yeah, it looks like
and
a
then
15.
it plugs in. Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know how many pins it is, but that's how it works.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Must be 15, or I can't count. One or the other.
It could
It's
go
a
either
baker's
way.
15, or 16 as we call it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, it's been one hell of a week. I don't know about you, but it's been crazy busy for me.
Yeah.
And I've been flat out in top gear the entire time.
Yeah.
How have your weeks been? What has been transpiring? Anything new? Anything exciting?
You're on a roll, Eric, so keep going.
Okay. Well, like I said, I picked up the equipment. I did it. My wife is wonderful. Have I mentioned that before? She had
It might have
neck,
came up.
yeah, she had neck fusion surgery on Monday
Mhm.
and was in the hospital 2 nights. And she's like, I want to sleep. Get out of here. So she let me go I had to drive 2 hours to do it, but I went and picked up the 128K and brought it home and cleaned it up enough that I could actually bring it in the house. It was kind of dirty. Went to bed, got up, and then went back out to the hospital. So,
and she's doing well.
That was
And she's doing well.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's home.
Excellent.
She's that stage where you think you feel better than you actually do. She's kind of in that stage, and it's the oxycodone that's talking, not her. So, but yeah, she's going to be in a neck brace for 8 weeks basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, not awesome that she's in a neck brace, but awesome that she's
that she has put off having any kind of surgery for a decade or longer, and I was kind of happy that she decided to do it now and not when she's 80.
That would be good.
enough.
Yeah.
Recovery time is a little quicker now.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure, indeed.
Yeah, and then work.
Are you affected by the shutdown at all, Eric?
No, fortunately for me, I am not a Fed.
Okay.
I work for the state, and last time the state also was in that I work for was in danger of a shutdown. They did a continuing resolution for a week, and they actually got a budget signed Thursday. So
awesome.
I'm like, okay. Last time, kind of humorous, apparently legislatures can suspend time. So what happened was they stopped the official clock at 11:59 p.m. and had an agreement at 3:45 in the morning and said, "Hey, we made it before the midnight deadline."
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
So
time is a construct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lunchtime doubly so.
Yep.
Apparently, your legislator is a TARDIS. It's able to control space and or time.
And you would think
And
that
or time.
we'd be better off if they actually had one, but
Well, Eric, you got to hide the med bed somewhere. No better place than a TARDIS.
On the TARDIS, yes.
I just want to make a note there, just to let you guys know that if you follow the English form of parliamentary, governance, there are provisions to prevent such a shutdown from happening in such a way that they can do little writs that will allow them to continue existing budgetary requirements until such a time a budget is signed.
We have something.
It's a good idea. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we have things called continuing resolutions, but they require the same body to make that decision. So,
gotcha. I understand. I just remember I've only really understood American politics probably in the last 15, 20 years since getting out of high school. And
Americans don't understand American politics either.
No,
so.
that's why things are the way they are. Yeah.
But like to shut the entire government down just blows my mind.
It's not 100% shut down. They kept what they consider essential going.
Sure.
Except
the aircraft controllers and the TSA are not getting paid, but they got to work, but they're not getting paid.
Yeah, that's how that is.
It's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Airplanes won't follow the sky. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Every past Congress has always passed funding to back pay.
Right.
Who knows if they're going to do it this time?
This time I would not bank on that.
So.
And do the Congress still get paid while they're shut down?
Well, hell yeah.
Of course.
Of course they do.
Oh my.
A GOP representative, I think, tried to push a bill forward to say we shouldn't get paid.
But that was popular.
So.
Oh my. Anyway, enough on that.
Yes, please stop.
We'll move on to something else because we could grandstand all night, I'm sure. Cool. Well, that's Eric. That's exciting. We've kind of gone through your gets. I don't know. Do you just want to show off what you got just to finish the circle here?
Why don't you go ahead and discuss your own gets, and I'll go get my gets.
Okay.
Give me a second.
I think there are two tribbles on the keyboard in the background of Eric's one.
I think there are, yeah.
I think putting them close together is a terrible idea. I believe they will replicate very quickly, will they not? They are the rabbits of space, I'm told. So I didn't get much this week. The only thing, hey Mike, Mike's here now. The only thing I picked up this week was I picked up a couple of older MacBooks, and actually they weren't really picked up. A friend had borrowed my generator and brought my generator back with a bunch of MacBooks on top of it because apparently
that's nice.
That's how this bartering system works.
Eric, we've already seen about this.
Gosh.
We already saw this. I want new stuff. This is now old.
Yeah, you already told us about this like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we've already seen this.
Brain rot, TikTok brain. Come on, something new. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. It's like, come
this,
on.
I didn't describe this. That was in
Nice
one
coaster.
of the cases.
Wow.
Here's the original receipt.
That's cool.
For
Make sure to dox people. Make sure.
Yeah. Make sure the 1980s.
Look at the farmer tan on that thing.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very nice.
Oi. The optical mouse. So I did look this up. They developed optical mice rather early, like in 84.
let's be fair. All mice are optical mice.
Well, you know what I mean.
I do. But that's
this
got a
is a
nice optical pickups. Yeah.
Mouse Systems Corporation mouse.
Yeah.
And I bet it was very expensive when it was new.
I have no idea.
They were quite expensive when they were brand new.
Oh, and of course the reflected panel for it.
Yes.
Of course.
The proprietary mouse pad, because it's got a grid drawn on the pad, because when you go through and you move it
with the plus.
Yeah, that's cool. I love those.
Yeah, I've got like 4 of them.
Oh, that look just like that?
No, they're different. So, and with the right, it's not marked as a 128 or 512 or any of that stuff.
Yeah. So what's the what's the serial number?
Yeah, I didn't look that up yet.
It's right on the front. It's under. It's right next to the the light volume.
000000002.
You gonna look it up for me?
Yeah.
F is in Frank. 445 EKG. Or is that a 6? EK6 M0001.
Eric, do you want me to hold it over here so you can see it better? Put a bit distance.
Yeah, you should. Or I could just do this. Here you go. Focus, damn it.
Get your barcode scanner out.
Yeah.
Have you turned it on yet?
No, and he did describe when I picked it up, he said it wasn't working.
Okay.
But when I picked it up, he said it does do a vertical line on the display. And I'm like, oh, not turning that on. So I opened it up, and the connector between the logic board and the analog board, 2 of the solder joints on there are burned and broken. And I'm sure there's other crack joints and stuff. So there may be, could have been a blown cap or something. I didn't notice any physical damage to the components, but.
Awesome.
Okay.
So what you're saying is
are you ready to know? Are you ready to know about the serial number stuff? Okay. It was manufactured in Fairmont, California. Year of production 1984. Week of production 45. And it's 100%, at least the case is a 128K.
Yeah.
So it is the 15,680th Mac manufactured during the 45th week of 1984 in Fremont, California.
So how many 128s did they actually manufacture?
A lot.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a big number. Like it's like, as my grandmother would say, more than a few by a bunch.
Yeah. So the invoice on it says $928.85.
Yeah. So they'd been banging around a bit.
Yeah.
Which is probably why it was sold with the upgrade, I guess, because it would have been sitting on a shelf and then.
Does the invoice actually say that it had the upgrade, or was that something? Really?
So the 128K Mac with that number was $21.95. Micro conversions upgrade to 512K was $395.
Yeah.
The image writer printer cost $595.
Yeah.
Ooh, steep.
I didn't get that. And the image something kit for Mac, no charge.
Okay. So what you're saying is Steve's shed is a literal gold mine.
Yeah.
Interesting. $500 a pop. That's
pretty $3,185.
And that's $1985?
$1985. So that was a pretty penny. Ted was the sales rep.
No dog food for Ted tonight.
Mm.
How much did you say it was, Eric, in total?
I'm sorry.
How much was it in total?
The total was 3,185 simoleons.
And it was 85, right? So today that'd be the equivalent of $9,589.81.
Yeah.
Inflation was 201%.
So I think what I'll do is I'll repair the analog board power connector, and then I'll test the voltages coming off of it. I don't know if it has to be under load or not when you do that, but I want to at least see what I'm getting for voltage. And
What I would say is this: just go through and just like
look,
touch up all the solder joints,
oh yeah,
and then just turn it and hook it all up and just turn it on.
See what happens.
It's
yeah.
Nothing bad is going to happen to the.
And I mean,
if the analog board's got problems, it'll just have problems all on its own.
Right.
I mean,
so if Eric has one of your boards, Ron, couldn't he use that just to test the board separately?
Yeah, if he had, if he had the video board and he had the adapter for the 128/512 plus, yeah.
Cool.
Yes, it is possible.
Yes,
it's that's just like, oh, the board's good, but it's probably with that RAM upgrade though that's good, because 128s 512s have a lot of like RAM because they've got MT RAM. They're not especially good memory. So yeah.
The let's see if I can find the picture of the board. Yeah, so here, if you can see it, is the
oh yeah,
it's got some burns.
The bad burn spot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of trace corrosion on that board.
Yeah.
But it actually was fairly clean. There's some of my garden.
Oh, nice. What are you growing?
Come on, focus on there.
It's not going to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's got
the RAM, do they have labels on them, or are they ceramic?
No, they've just got.
There's labels.
Okay.
They look ceramic.
Yeah. That's what
the chips are, sure, but
yeah.
Anyway, you got a 128 that was upgraded to a 512. You got the receipt. You got a printer. You got a box. You got optical mouse. You got a lot of nice stuff there.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah.
And so, where did this show up to? Where was the?
It was on Marketplace.
It was on Facebook Marketplace.
Localish. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. That's awesome. Sure. I love when stuff shows up like that. I actually am waiting. I bought I believe it's a 512 about 2 years ago, and it's finally getting dropped off this week.
Oh wow, nice keyboard. I hope.
I believe it's keyboard, mouse, full unit, and 2 external drives. I believe.
Nice, because that's the valuable part of all of this is the
keyboard. It's the keyboard.
The rest of it is just kind of like, because you can get modern reproduction mice like Javier makes those, or occasionally you can just go out on like eBay, and the son of remarketing, the guy that used to own Sun Remarketing, his son,
so
is
the
now
son
of remarketing.
Son of remarketing.
Yeah, so he's out there just dumping stuff that's still stinking up the warehouse, I guess.
Yeah. They still have stuff. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just like a small storage unit, but it all looks brand new. So it's just like, this must have been like stuff that was just like shoved somewhere in the back of a garage somewhere. But
I know Frank's bought a bunch of stuff from him over the last couple of years, and always seems to be really, really good quality stuff.
Yeah,
and like you said, always seems to be fairly new, or new old stock.
Speaking of Frank, what's the word this week?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him.
There was a massive. There was a flood. There was.
I'm going to say the cows escaped, and
his tux didn't come back from the cleaner,
and the barn's on fire, and Lassie is in the well. Would be my guess.
A friend asked him to move.
His child has developed superpowers, and he's having a hard time.
Well, and maybe they're secretly all superheroes, like the Incredibles,
right?
And now he's got to hone their superpower skills so they don't become supervillains.
Right.
I mean, he was showing us pictures of him building his house, but maybe it wasn't the Amish that were putting it together. Maybe it was just him. Maybe he has super speed and he was assembling it all by himself. I don't know.
That's true. There weren't any people in those photos.
There weren't, and that was the shocking thing. And so I don't know. It seems like it seems a bit sus, as Garth would say. It's all very sus. But yeah, no, we miss Frank. We hope to have him back on here someday when he comes home.
Yep.
I feel like he's out there on the highway on a chopper, maybe driving in the dark. Someday he'll get home if he's able to. Here's hoping, indeed. So yeah, Ron, did you get any gets this week? I think we're doing
got all kinds of great stuff. It's all at work.
Oh.
Yeah,
can you tell us about it?
We'll wait while you go get it.
I bought some software. I got some big box software.
Nice.
I bought a book. I like a book about Macintosh gaming. I bought some things. Unfortunately, I just don't have a lot to show off. I do have one piece of big box software that I did purchase recently via Facebook Marketplace. It is everybody's favorite. This is because Canada had Caillou. In the United States, we had Charlie Brown for bald kids.
Do you want Caillou? You can have him because he
actually my son really loved Caillou as a kid.
Yeah. And which Caillou though?
There's two versions of Caillou. Yeah. There's the one that's like traditionally animated, where he's like a holy terror. And there's another version that was just like basically it was like edited down from like the narration was there maybe because it's like a grandma is kind of narrating the show and it's flash animated.
Yeah.
So it's like the animation quality is not amazing, but he's like little bald Jesus in that show. Like he's really like all helping his friends and stuff. And
I think parents complained at one point and they had to change the show.
Yes.
But yeah, it was like growing up. I remember it. I was too old to have experienced it, but I do remember family and friends, younger siblings and stuff, having watched it and it being absolutely terrible.
I'll be right
get ready
back.
for school, Charlie Brown.
Dropped things upstairs. I'll be back.
But I will show you the part I love about this most. Is that I wanted to see what was inside the box, so I opened it.
Ooh.
So this was sealed. So all of the people that have their boxed copy of Get Ready for School, Charlie Brown,
can thank you.
The value on your item just went up.
Yep.
So, but I opened it, and actually, it's really great because I didn't pay this, but in the United States, we had a retail or a chain of stores called KB Toys.
Okay.
And this was when they used to sell. Everybody used to sell software at some point. So, but the this was originally $29.99, marked down to $19.99, and then I think I bought it for $14. So, but it's got all kinds of like really nice little stickers, and I kept the cellophane because I just figured that why not? Steve used to love keyboards. Well, that's great. That's great. That's great.
I thought he loved kilobits or kilobytes.
Yes. He loved the KB toy store, and I did too, because it was kind of a weird place because we had one in the mall in our town, and it was just like a place where stuff went to die because it was really, really expensive, and so. But basically, this is like a just edutainment software. But this factors into a upcoming interview that I'm doing.
Ooh!
So, sorry, just dropping it. But no, this factors into an upcoming interview. But it's really nice for $14. Yeah, I'll take a big box copy of some Peanuts.
Nice.
I did a little stream yesterday with Javier and got my Applesauce Plus all up and running, so I'm very excited about that.
And you have a big stack of things to back up, I assume, or you have a
yes, I got a massive stack of stuff to back up. So,
well, that's good. You kind of piqued my interest in memory of something, almost, like when you remember things. But do you remember the shovelware rotatable stands that used to be everywhere? Like you like you'd go into a convenience store, you'd go into kind of was replaced later on
Mhm.
by the DVD and VHS.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
like
Yeah. There would be like
discount bin.
cheap video games. I remember that there was a time in the United States when video stores and things like that they didn't keep the boxes on anything. They
No.
barely kept the manuals on stuff. But they would have like a little rotating kiosk thing that would just have like copies of Nintendo games all marked down, and just, you know, like that weren't like popular games. Like you could pick up a copy of Spy versus Spy for
Right.
like $20 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember because my father, the company my dad worked for, sold or ran these kiosks in the different stores, and they had all the shovelware and shareware games and stuff and software on them. So I still have some that I've kept and I haven't opened.
That's cool.
Just sort of memory of early childhood with software.
But Jamie, you're right. This will teach you how to get rocks, which is very important coming up at the end of this month.
But I remember then as the years progressed, and especially when I started working at Radio Shack, we would get these. You would end up with like a spinning cart with like Corel and WordPerfect and like Corel Draw and all the terrible ad spyware removal tools and the sketchy security software would all be, and they would all come in just in jewel cases. But I remember at one point, I don't know if it was an EB Games thing or if it was a one of these game places, but they started, like you said, taking stuff out of the big box, and they would just have the manual and the CD, and it would just be shrink wrapped, and they'd put a price on it
because it was just taking up too much space.
Yeah,
and that's why big box stuff all went away and went down to basically where it was like, if you even remember the launch stuff for the PlayStation, were in these really tall. Because it was kind of mimicking, which was popular in Japan at the time, like for albums and things like that, to come in like these really tall boxes, so that way you could have a lot of art and things like that in it, more than you could on a CD size thing. But there was a point also, and it made it difficult for theft, for the purposes of making sure that people just didn't walk off with your merchandise.
Yeah.
So it was,
because I remember you talk about those tall CD type cases or jewel, all kinds of jewel case, but it's just cardboard, and the CD would be in the bottom, and then you'd have a bunch of stuff inside. Our HMV, which I think you guys had down there,
we had HMV.
Oh, HMV, yeah, sorry. Their security boxes would even very late, like last going off before they closed, were mimicking that. They were these tall jewel cases that were just security boxes. Yeah, and you would go up and they'd take it out and they'd just give you the CD.
Yeah, we had that here too, and there were a lot of retail chains, especially because when I first started collecting music was in the cassette days, and so there were a lot of chains that would have like, basically your cassette is this big, and it would have like a plastic box with like a really long handle kind of on it.
Yep.
And the idea was you were supposed to go up to the counter and like they would release that for you, because otherwise it's like, to cut it apart, you're gonna like crack the tape case and everything else, and that was the whole point of it. So it's for theft deterrent. But I remember a couple of times as a kid for birthdays, I got tapes that were still in that thing, and you don't want to say, where did you boost this from?
Right.
But it's equally possible, I guess, that they just, whoever was checking them out just didn't know that you were supposed to take it out, or didn't have the tool and was like, you can just cut it apart when you get home.
And I think too, if you guys have similar things, we don't have many of them here in where I am, but on the mainland they do. Flea markets where mysteriously CDs still have the security tags on them, and pants still have the little
the die pack thing and all of that. Yeah.
Which, by the way, not to ruin it for anybody, if you use a hard drive magnet, they come off very easily. Because that's all they are. They're magnetic.
Just defeat the magnet. Yeah.
Yeah. Just take a hard drive magnet on the side and it pops right off. Because I know it does happen. I have purchased things before that they didn't get all the tags off, or they only took one tag off, and there was two. And so I realized pretty quickly that it's just a hard drive magnet, or any real heavy
neodymium heavy duty magnet.
Yeah, we'll take it off.
We called them cow magnets where I grew up.
Cow magnets?
Yes.
Like COW?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you would feed it, it's like a big pill, and you feed it to the magnet, and it hangs out in the first stomach. So that way, because cows are not super discerning when they're just like grazing
They'll
on the
eat
ground.
nails.
Yeah,
Right.
just pick up wire and things like that. So that all gets stuck to
Inside.
that magnet in the first stomach, and then you can literally just reach in and extract it if you really want to.
Yeah.
But the fun thing, and I'll leave this up to Eric. The fun thing is the disorder that cows get if they ingest too much metal. What's it called?
I don't know.
Oh, do you know what it's called, Ryan?
Heavy metal?
It's called machine disease.
Machine disease. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
No, I was rather young when I farmed. I will say this. My father was an expert in encouraging me to go to college because labor is difficult.
It is.
Work is hard,
especially on a
physical
farm.
labor.
Yeah. So, growing up, did you have a farm?
I'm sorry, it's hardware disease.
Hardware disease. Sorry.
Hardware disease. Sorry.
That's even funnier.
It's even worse than that. My father grew up farming, and then he escaped that and worked for the auto industry. And of course, in the 70s, a lot of people were laid off.
Right.
For a year. So he leased land to farm and then purchased cows for $1 from his friend so they could increase the amount of subsidy checks they got, because two farmers with the same number of cows got more money. So he worked the system. But
gotcha.
I learned, I was the stanchion cleaning boy. I won't say any more about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned pretty quickly what the business end of a cow is. And it's not the udders.
No.
It's the udder end.
So,
yeah. I mean, where are you going to find a tech chat show that also has such valuable information about cows? I'm just saying, you're not going to get this information over online as tech tips.
Yeah. Take it from me. Sometimes, I know that, there's this tendency towards, you don't need to get a college education. You can learn a trade, all that kind of stuff. This is all true. I get it. You don't want to farm.
I mean, you can, but just not soybeans.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're buying wholesale and selling, or rather buying retail and selling wholesale. How do you make money at that?
Volume.
Just in time volume. Marketing buzz.
Yeah.
Web 2.0. What other words can we use for
There's nothing like hoeing a 20-acre field of cucumbers by hand.
Mm-hmm.
They try to grow cucumbers in Newfoundland where I live.
Oh, did they?
Yep. They spent $20 million of provincial money building gigantic greenhouses to grow cucumbers. They ended up being twice the cost of an imported cucumber, and nobody in Newfoundland eats cucumbers.
What? Why weren't they growing marijuana?
Well, at the time, it was not legal.
Even better.
Back in the 80s.
Better profit margin.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is back in the 80s, and it's the Great Cucumber Folly. And unfortunately, historically, we haven't learned from the cucumber. Anytime we do a new big mega project that has overruns and costs us billions of dollars and is a stupid idea, I always tell people we need to look at the cucumbers. Because they would tell us everything that we need to know about.
Just ask Larry Ellison. He grew all that like $17 a pound lettuce in Hawaii.
Right.
So, yeah, and Chris is right. What about pickles?
What about pickles?
You guys don't like pickles? What's the deal?
We do, but it's not like for us, pickles were a garnish on Sunday dinner.
Sure, yes, but
that was it.
You know how they're made, right? So you get the cucumbers and you make
the salt. You think with all the salt we have here, we'd be, pretty easy to make.
Just dip them in the ocean.
Yeah,
well, at the time, anyway, it was quite a folly. And the worst part was it was a 24/7 operation, and so the grow lights were left on, and they were that pink sodium colored glow rose, and the farm or the greenhouses where they were grown were like opaque, and so they would glow at night.
Yeah.
And anybody who lived within the vicinity couldn't sleep at night. It was like daytime.
Nice.
Nice.
I would
Yeah,
say though, as a subscriber to Pickle Aficionado magazine, it was worth it. If you could just get over the next step, that we got the
Right.
cucumbers, we need the pickles.
Yeah. And traditionally, I will say Newfoundland, where I'm from, we boil everything, and you can't really boil a cucumber.
Oh, you can.
You can.
How do you think you make pickles? I'm
But
saying.
there's brining and
Hot
it's
brine.
complicated.
That's fine. Yeah. So just do it.
There was a cucumber or a pickle plant in town as well. So that's why I was hoeing 20 acres of cucumbers.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, I suppose. If
Yeah.
But I remember at the time they were selling the cucumbers. They were like $7 or $6 a cucumber, and an imported cucumber from the United States was like $3.
Yeah,
It's like
sure.
these margins don't make any sense. Anyway, it's called Sprung Greenhouse. If you get a chance, you can Google it. Sprung Greenhouse in Newfoundland. It's a fantastic story, and it makes us look like business idiots, which we were, and sometimes still are.
We are Canada's underpants.
Right.
So, we grow.
Well, that was the whole idea. The whole idea was we were going to ship the cucumbers south. The whole idea was that it was going to be this great investment, and we would ship these cucumbers down to the U.S. markets. But again, they were $6 a cucumber. Was how it was like the break-even point, and the U.S. was already producing $3 cucumbers, so it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've learned from it now. Now we just sell you a lot of electricity.
Yeah, it's fine
because that's what you need.
Yep.
So
yeah, especially with the data centers we're now going to be building.
Yes, all those AI data centers is definitely not going to turn into Skynet.
It happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. It might as well be now, right?
Yeah.
I've had grilled lettuce.
Grilled lettuce?
386 SX.
You can deep fry lettuce.
You can deep fry lettuce, and I've had I've had grilled lettuce. It's actually excellent.
You can boil lettuce. Ask the Irish.
That's cabbage.
Literally, you have to boil everything. So
where do you think we get it? Where do you think our tradition of boiling everything?
Feces to like do your crops.
We have a traditional Sunday dinner. It's called Jig's dinner, and it is 90% boiled. The only thing not boiled is the protein, although some of the protein is boiled. If you were having a chicken or a roast, that is cooked normally. But everything else, all the vegetables, you have this thing called peas pudding, which is a split pea. A dried split pea that is put in a sack that is then submerged in the water with the boiling vegetables, and the salted meat also goes in the boiling water, and so you have the carrots, the turnips, the parsnips, the cabbage, the potatoes, and this boiled peas pudding that goes in the pot, and then traditionally the dessert is also in there. We have a thing called a figgy duff or a spotted dick, which is a pudding that is made in the same briny water. So see, we have the brining part done. We know how to brine water. We just never got the cucumbers together. It was a missed opportunity.
So what about the salted cod tongue haggis? I mean,
well, we don't do haggis. That's Scottish. We're mostly Irish and English, with a little bit of Basque and a bit of French, and a whole lot of people that were here when we got here, and we absorbed them.
I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, just here in the U.S., we just have food,
right?
I mean, that just.
I mean, you have traditional food. I think the most traditional American food is cheese on everything.
Well, in terms of government subsidy, yes,
and sugar,
and
lots of sugar,
corn,
deep fried sugar with cheese on it.
Yeah, it's what would it be? It's a corn. You need something that's corn and dairy.
So like corn dogs,
corn.
So I would say that cereal is probably the ultimate kind of like American dish, just in terms on government subsidy,
right?
Because that's, I mean, we literally have caves out in the Kansas City area that are strategic
cheese
reserve.
Yeah.
We were making so much milk that there was nothing else to do with it except turning into cheese and then store the cheese. And then corn. So you've got a grain and the milk, and how do you serve it together? There you go.
Cereal. And old man
cereal.
Kellogg's didn't want people pleasuring themselves, so he came up with cereal.
I think he did, but he wanted it to be with cereal. He wanted it to be like just a puritanical kind of experience. Like if you were to ever give him a thing of the herbal essence, like shampoo, he probably would have killed him. Like the first little lather, he probably would have just died.
Yeah, pure shock.
Yes.
You're talking about my neighborhood, man.
Why is Kellogg from your area?
Michigan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
That's where all the sanitariums were.
Yes.
All the crazy people. Gotcha.
No, not crazy people. That was where you went for. It was like health club.
Tuberculosis.
Health club for rich people.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because the idea was that in the cities the air was bad. It was miasma, and that's what was causing you to be
Vespers,
sick.
was it? Like the fumes off of things were what made you sick? The
malaria.
Malair. There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. Is this a tech show?
Your IT and your health news here.
Yep. But yes, I didn't have many gets, like I said, this week. I only got those couple of MacBooks. Nothing major. I do have that. Hopefully, that Macintosh that I purchased 2 years ago is going to arrive this week. I got to go and pick up the keyboard for my cloned Apple II. The guy finally found the keyboard. He also found a bunch of software. So that's exciting. I'm excited to see what he had. Now, the software he provided me before is very moldy and mildewy, so I'm not in high hopes that the other stuff that he's found is in any better shape, but you never know.
Yeah.
Mac 84, pickles, cows, sanitariums, and discs.
Yeah, it
sounds like a metal lineup for some really good show.
Yeah.
I'm Ira Glass. This is This American Life. This week we've got several different topics. We're going to go ahead and start at the beginning with cows and how they.
What are they even? Like, what do they do?
Yeah.
We're going to move on to moof.
Speaking of which, this would be a nice little segue, and I know Ron has already posted about this, but I will also give it a plug. If you are a sponsor or user of NPR or PBS, remember they really need your help right now. They're going through some pretty bad financial times, and so you'd be awesome if you want to support them.
Yeah, it's a lot of these public radio stations. The one in your town, it's public service, so it's no commercials. You go on there and stuff of local interest, and if for no other reason, there are a lot of locally made entertainment that is the venue by which they get to share that with an audience, especially musical shows and things like that. So if you think that has value, you should definitely call them. And if you are not a sustaining member at your station, you should consider becoming one. And if you're already a sustaining member, you should consider increasing your contribution. Because
how else are you going to get those nice fetching tote bags?
That's true. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I was like, you don't want to make Oscar the Grouch cry.
No.
It's very messy. A lot of garbage residue. It's terrible. Stinks.
Yes.
But did I hear that Netflix is doing something with PBS for the Sesame Street?
I think that's HBO, isn't it?
Or was it HBO?
Well, HBO had first run rights on all of that, and then it just ceded back, and I think it's going to be like YouTube. Because I thought it was basically just going to be like kind of something that was immediately accessible.
Perfect. Yeah, here, obviously in Canada, we do things a little bit differently. We have the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, which is federally funded. And like any federal event or any federal agency, they get a yearly budget and they stick to it. But they're allowed to make money, and they're allowed to use that money then in turn to further their I want to say business, but it's not really a business, but to further the development of Canadian culture and identity, we'll say. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I've worked on a few Canadian TV shows over the years with my vintage computer tech. So I really do like the CBC. They do a lot of really good work. We have some fantastic things that have made it down your way. The TV show I worked on, Son of a Critch, is I think mostly available in all of the US. Sorry,
Yeah.
son of a bitch. I mean, Critch. That's made mostly available in your area now. And anybody who's ever watched Schitt's Creek,
Yeah.
I mean that is a CBC production. I think it's probably one of the funniest things to come out of Canada in the last maybe 15, 20 years. The only thing maybe a little bit different would be Letterkenny, which I think is also, and Trailer Park Boys, which are not CBC, but have connect all those actors and that work on it have very close connections to CBC.
I was
a
going
lot
to
of
say
actors.
they're all
in Canada, much like you guys have, is it the SAG? The Canadian also have their own union
equity or whatever it's called there as well.
Yeah, they work. They're unionized. They work. All the different aspects of production are all.
I was gonna see how long you could go without bringing up Red Green, but
sorry, and Red Green, of course.
Red Green, but we had that in the 90s on like PBS and things like that. That's the channel by which that.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of Canadian material makes its way down through your PBS.
So does a lot of British material.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of British material made its way to Canada through PBS, which is the funnier part. Like Doctor Who, for the longest time, was only available on PBS in the US, for me at least, on a couple of PBS channels. And then it finally they became BBC America became a thing, and that was how they were getting the content through. Yeah.
It's really funny though, because BBC America, like the only time I could watch it was when I went to a hotel, and it seemed like every time they were showing Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Right.
So it was like, I guess.
Is it because Jean-Luc Picard is British?
Yeah.
Or Patrick Stewart, sorry.
Yeah, I think Patrick Stewart had like something to say about it, but it was always funny because it was like I would always catch it, and it's like, that's fine, I'll watch Next Gen. I don't like watching commercials, but I would put up with it because it's at least that was something I had watched and it's formatted for commercials. It's not like we're having to cut it up to make it kind of work. The commercial breaks are built into the show. So, but I think the very last time they showed Elementary Dear Data, which is like a second season episode. That's the Moriarty, the Sherlock Holmes episode. Yeah. And then they showed like Ship in a Bottle, whatever the follow-up episode is. They just showed them back to back because they're just like, we're giving them what they want.
And actually, Jesse makes a good point for anybody who's a British television aficionado, especially anybody who watched stuff in the 90s. Keeping Up with Appearances was a great show that ran from 1990 to 1995, and the lead actress, who I'm going to forget her name right now because I need to remember.
Just say Hypatia Bucket.
Hypatia Bucket is the character she played. Unfortunately, she passed away. She passed away today at the age of 96.
Bouquet.
Sorry, it's pronounced Bouquet. Yes. So yeah, it was. It's sad to see. Like I remember growing up and watching that. Like I was telling the guys earlier. For whatever reason, our version of Nickelodeon in Canada is called YTV, or Youth Television. At late night, after 12 o'clock, they would show all the British sitcom shows and comedies. Like we had Fawlty Towers, Keeping Up with Appearances, Are You Being Served? Yes, Mr. Prime Minister. The usual. And anyway, I remember watching it, and I would have to stay up late and like break the rules to watch it because I was supposed to be in bed, but at the time I had my brand new Magnavox 13-inch color television with infrared remote. Yeah. So, yeah, there we go.
Patricia Rutledge.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Dame.
Dame. Yes, she was knighted.
That's right.
So I remember watching that a lot. I
cannot believe we made it this far. You never brought up Bizarre. Can't believe it. John Biner is like rolling in his grave. I mean, we'll have to kill him, but then
put him in the grave. But then he will roll.
Yes. I just that was another show. That was something that was more in syndication here in the U.S. There was like a mostly sanitized version of Bizarre that had at least some of the nudity cut.
Okay, but we also had one. I'm not sure it had David Duchovny in it. The Red Shoe Diaries.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah. I believe that was a Canadian production.
Everything's a Canadian production. Yeah. It's all Canadian. Everything is shot in Montreal or Vancouver. Yeah. It's like.
Let's not forget Space 1999.
Let's
I know
forget-
everyone's forgotten
Let's
it. but-
forget it. I
Oh,
mean,
no, it's one of my
Sorry,
favorites.
what were we talking about?
Space
Yes.
1999.
I've already
Sorry, what are we
forgotten.
talking about?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. Haha, funny.
Actually, that was we were talking about Red Dwarf earlier before the show started. And
What?
That got me exactly, and that got me thinking about some of the other things like ooh, there you go.
I keep this postcard handy for Red Dwarf conversations because this is
Anytime
this
anybody
is-
mentions it, you pull it out.
anytime somebody mentions Red Dwarf, I'm like, oh, you mean this show?
It'd be cooler if it was autographed, and you're like, what do you mean this?
What do you mean? It's autographed.
Is oh, it just says
That'd be
Ron on
great,
it.
but I've never been to a convention where these guys are actually a boot.
Do they ever do conventions? I feel
Oh
like
yeah, Robert
do? Okay.
Llewellyn and
Okay.
Danny John Jules, and these guys love themselves. They're absolutely going to every damn convention.
I was before the show we were talking about, but then I was thinking about some of the Canadian productions that were kind of supernatural or space related. Farscape. Do you guys remember the puppet
Yes,
fever
but
dream that was?
but that's an Australian show.
Australian. Sorry, yeah, it showed on our CBC, so I always assumed it was a Canadian production. But yeah, it is.
It might be a
Australian.
Canadian. Australian,
I think it's or Colaris,
Canadian
which was a
adjacent.
Montreal-based production company.
Yeah.
They did a lot of.
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff with ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Company, and the CBC.
Yes.
And what was the other one that I was thinking of? Spaced, which was
yes.
full on. Actually, I don't even think it's BBC. I think it was what's the other
ITV.
channel? ITV. Thank you. Yeah, I saw an interview this past week with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, and they were talking about Spaced and how a lot of people don't remember that so much as they remember all the other stuff.
Well, I mean, it's Edgar Wright. It's like the beginning of the Cornetto trilogy kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's a good show. I like it.
Is a
a
good
lot.
show.
I cannot believe we have gotten this far in the conversation about Canadian co-productions, and you have not brought up Lex.
Oh yes, that's another example. Yes, Lex, also a fever dream of a TV show.
Yes,
I remember watching it as a child and being like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I would say that the because it came to the U.S. on Showtime,
right?
So it was you would have to watch it kind of if you had expanded cable.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's really a weird show.
It is a weird show, and there's a couple of them like that from that era. You had like the Highlander TV show was filmed here, which is kind of it's a good show. It's weird, but it's a good show.
It was the only way that they could lock down the rights for that Queen song.
Right,
that's where all the budget went.
Yeah, it's like, well, we don't have any special effects budget, so we're just going to do lightning off screen anytime anybody gets beheaded.
Yes,
you're just going to
I mean, you can't really show a lot of beheadings in syndication in the U.S.
for sure.
Yeah, during that time.
And then you had was it Nikita, or there was
it was the La Femme Nikita, but like the TV series, and that was carried in the U.S. on USA.
Right.
Yeah.
Where was Babylon 5 filmed? I bet you it was Vancouver.
In space.
And like, of course, the other one that we haven't talked about is Stargate, which was solely produced and filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, you exported Richard Dean Anderson, and he became unofficially Canadian for like a decade and a half.
Yeah.
While he was here filming that.
I guess the Canadian show is called La Femme Nikita.
Yeah, because it's filmed. It was I remember it was like French originally, and it was either not subtitled. It was dubbed over, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
In the U.S., though, we had there were several reboots on that, and
yeah, I'm talking about the '90s one, not the yeah. And there was another one. It's big in my mind. It came out around the same time as Highlander. It was about that type of maybe it is Femme Nikita that I'm thinking of, but it was that type of like anti-hero female antagonist show. And I feel like it was there a female Highlander show that coincided with Highlander?
I don't know.
Google this female Highlander show.
Oh yeah, Silk Stockings. Oh my God, all these like.
Oh yeah, USA. Highlander the Raven. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there can be only 2 now, I guess.
Apparently, yeah. Well, they said there can only be one, and maybe they meant just there can only be one that identifies as a male.
Yeah, it's the quickening. It's
Yes.
more of just like the take your time inning.
Yeah, it's if we can answer the question, it was like the. Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where they had the panel with Xena?
Yes.
And they were like, one of the nerds was like, well, actually, in episode whatever, you say it was caused by a warlock, but the scene, it was clearly a necromancer. And then her answer was, anytime that happens, it's a witch or it's magic or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anytime someone brings up Highlander the Quickening, I just like, oh yeah, that's like magic. It's
just
you don't need to
magic.
explain it. It's just it's like Season of the Witch. We just don't talk about it.
Actually, I would say that because I went and traveled to go see that movie. I'd never actually seen it. Like I'd seen clips of it and stuff. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
It's like but Tom, whatever the heck his name is, the guy that's in it, like the star of the movie, was there, and he was like, yeah, I'm glad that people kind of finally now appreciate this little movie that we made, because it's you know, it's a solid movie. It's just it's not a Halloween movie in that it is tied to the mythos of the Halloween films.
Yeah.
So,
Tom Atkins.
Yeah, Tom Atkins. And he was super nice. He was just like, he had nothing but time to talk to people about stuff. Good guy.
Was that one of those things where it's like we have this script, we don't know where it belongs? Let's stick it in here.
Something is stuck in development hell, and it's like we can't get it made, and the only way to get it made is to tie it to something more popular.
Right. So when they say things are in turnaround, apparently that's the term that I hear all the time when things are failing or they're going to be put back on the shelf for an indefinite amount of time, they get put in turnaround.
Maybe.
If the movie Argo has taught me anything, it's that.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Is this a tech show?
Yeah, we were talking about Tom Atkins. What a great guy he is.
Yeah, he was nice to you. Did he sign you? Did he have any 8x10
I didn't
glossies?
have anything. I just came out and shook his hand. I was just like, hey man, thanks for
being
for all
in
the
the
fun
worst
stuff.
Halloween movie. Good job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? As a standalone movie, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
If you take away the Halloween thing, it's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah. I actually had some questions for him about he did a stint on The Equalizer.
Right.
I was like, I love that. I love that show. Crime Time After Prime Time. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Francois says RoboCop, the series was quite funny. Yeah, I've noticed that, as you get older, you look at things, you go, why was that considered a kid's thing? Especially in the 80s. And yeah, like I remember RoboCop had like a tie-in for McDonald's.
Well, I think it's just because it was a popular thing. And
right.
Like, I don't know that kids necessarily watched it, but they liked the idea
of the action figure.
Because even if they don't show up at the theater to watch Ronnie Cox, a puppet of Ronnie Cox with like obnoxiously long arms fall out a window. Even if you don't have that, you could still sell them an action figure or something.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's I remember I watched a review of the first and second Batman, Tim Burton Batman, and they and one of the reasons that he didn't get to do the third one was because McDonald's was a completely like beside themselves. The fact that they did a tie-in with the second Batman, and then how violent and how dark that movie was, and they basically said, no, we'll never do a tie-in with a Tim Burton movie again until many years later when they realized the value of things like The Nightmare Before Christmas and those movies.
But even Disney didn't realize that. That's why they shoved that over to Touchstone Entertainment.
Right.
It was like
that was their. Yeah,
we can't mess with our
here's
premium content.
We can't touch that with a 10-foot pole, but here's our 11-foot pole.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a RoboCop cartoon for kids. Agreed. And I would even say like Ghostbusters. Like Ghostbusters is not terribly kid friendly by today's standards.
There is a scene where Ray gets some ghost fellatio in
Right.
that. At least it's a dream sequence. At least it's a dream sequence in
Yeah.
the final cut of the movie instead of like actually something that happened. Ugh.
But yeah, like and then there was a spin-off cartoon which had none of the actual characters, and for some reason
Well, it's
their
got the
ethnicities.
characters, but none of the actors.
Yeah, but didn't the ethnicity change? I thought.
No.
Do I remember that wrong? I thought
No.
one of the
Yes.
characters who was black was now white
No.
in the cartoon.
No.
Okay.
No. Maybe when it went to Saudi Arabia, but here in the United States, it was just presented as written.
As written, okay. And then, of course, not to be confused with which where this is going, with the real Ghostbusters versus just the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
which was
the filmation based off that old whatever that
comic?
guy from F Group and all that.
Yeah.
Tracy the Gorilla, all that.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
because I had seen that on like a VHS tape. Like I was just like, what is this? I remember seeing it like when I was really little, and I was just like, I don't get whatever this is. And then the Ghostbusters came out, and then they were like, oh man, let's make some money. So they rolled all that out.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I mean, it was it was a good try. And then of course you have today we have the nostalgia movie, right? That seems to be the big hook for a lot of things. They're just, we're just going to make this because people remember the 80s and remember they like this thing, and maybe it'll bring them to the theaters. And
yeah,
I don't know,
keep in mind though, the only way you get to keep your copyright on something is by protecting it, and the way you protect that is by producing new content surrounding that. So that's why that's the only reason why we have a Disney Wizard of Oz movie, is because that in the past they had secured the rights to make a film and then sat on it for 50 years.
Right.
And then finally we're just like, oh, maybe we're about to lose the rights. We probably ought to make something.
Yeah.
So they made something.
Speaking of which, when are we expecting the next Dick Tracy release?
I was just about to bring that up because I do think that that's a Warren Beatty for. Yeah. I mean, you can dislike the guy if you want to, but that's something to be absolutely like. Hats off.
That's a master class.
Oversized yellow hat off to you, sir. About trolling Disney for decades to stop them from using the Dick Tracy, basically anything. So he bought the rights, went to Disney, they made a movie. It was promised they were going to do other stuff. They didn't do other stuff. So he just every so often just cranks out a made for TV nonsense, sticks it in a 10-seat theater in LA somewhere, and that's it. It got a theatrical release. I get to hang on to the license, and it's coming up that Dick Tracy is going to be public domain. So I'm sure at that point, then anybody can make whatever they want.
I mean, the Dick Tracy has always been parodied. I'm sure they'll be, I'm excited for the Dick Tracy horror movie, because that seems to be what happens these days when things come public domain. You have the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, the Mickey Mouse horror movie, Steamboat Willie, the horror movie. So yeah, Dick Tracy, the horror movie.
Yeah, it's fine.
It just writes itself, right?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever seen Dead Before Dawn with Christopher Lloyd? I feel like I have seen that movie. Why does that sound familiar? Dead Before Dawn, 1993. Yeah, I do remember this.
Not heard of it, but it's fine.
Oh, you know why? The name sounds familiar? Because it's an episode of Reboot that has the Evil Dead parody in it.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Speaking
why.
Of other Canadian TV shows.
Yeah, Reboot.
Speaking, Transformers, Beast Wars. Speaking of other Canadian TV shows.
Speaking of, yeah, of course. Yeah. Listen, we do a lot to entertain you people. You should show us some.
What do you mean, you people?
You people, you Americans.
Yeah, it's true.
Listen, if you make us your 51st state, we promise we will bring the quality of production down.
Oh no!
Just out of spite.
Don't do it.
How could it come down?
No, our production. Your production is you set the bar very low.
Got it.
I bet Animorphs had some Canadian connection somewhere. I believe there was an Animorphs TV show, if memory. I remember the books as a child. I remember reading them. Same thing with Goosebumps. Like R.L. Stine is Canadian adjacent, I think. I remember I met him as a child and was terrified of him. He's a nice guy. But yeah, he came to do an autograph signing. He did a Canadian tour, and my dad brought me to meet him, and I was terrified because I just assumed he was all the villains in his books.
Yeah.
Like we were going to rip the mask off the potato monster from under the cupboard, and it was going to be R.L. Stine.
Maybe.
Good times. Yeah, and I remember he had a series called Fear Street, I think it was, which was more of an adult, like young adult, kind of goosebumpy type thing where it was horror. Anyway, yeah, the Animorph show was in fact filmed in Toronto. See, I told you, Canada, man, we are the production capital of Canada. Cool. All right. Well, we've done this for an hour and 10 minutes. I feel like we've rambled enough. Does anybody have any final thoughts or things they want to talk about? Ron, do you have any upcoming things you want to reveal or leak? Or
Oh, I don't know. I just drank a lot during this thing. I got lots of stuff to leak now. But I will say that I just did post an interview with Bob Fox, who is
that's a great name.
Dave
Bob
Fox, who is sorry. Dave Fox, who is LucasArts employee number 3. We have a really good conversation about the early days, like writing Zach McCracken and Rescue on Fractalus and kind of all those old Lucasfilm games titles. So pretty good conversation with him. You should definitely check that out.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Steve says, great interviews, Ron. They helped me drive home from VCF Midwest. So that's good. Bob Balaban when? I don't know. Someday.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen all the other interviews that Ron has done, definitely recommend. They're very entertaining.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Bob Balaban. I've got lots of questions about the movie Parents.
When are you going to interview Sierra online?
Just the whole company. Just
whole
hey,
company.
you're the smoldering wreck of this company. What do you
think?
What do you got to think? Let me ask you.
I'm just the janitor, and I only just started working today.
Listen, that's no excuse.
Spill the beans.
Yeah. I just no, I'd love to talk to those guys. It's just a matter of just people having openings in their schedule and being available and being interested. Amazingly. So
well, one of the things is I think, and we've kind of covered some of this in previous discussions, but there's a history here of a human history of tech and whatnot that I think oftentimes is forgotten or not very well, collected or collated, if you will, for future generations. So your kind of interviews help do that, which is
maybe
nice.
So.
Maybe 100%.
I think we have preserved all of the computers that we're gonna preserve. I just maybe at this point we should start grabbing some stories and stuff. But
I agree.
But Gutbaum is right. Bob Balaban would be a really great interview. I would love to talk to him about like all of those Christopher Guest movies because he seems like he's just hanging out like right outside the trash cans at Christopher Guest's house. So it'll just be like he's out there. Christopher Guest is like he's trying to hide like a pizza box like underneath the recycling. Bob Balaban just kind of hops out and he's like, "Hey, are you making another movie?" He's like, He's like, "Okay, what if I put you in the Spinal Tap sequel?"
What movie do I remember him being the villain in?
Oh, I don't know.
Like a creepy villain, like he was an alien or he was possessed. I gotta try to find that now. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Is it Midnight Cowboy? Because he's in that.
Probably not. I just remember him being. Maybe it was a TV show that he was in.
Maybe so.
I just remember
he's great because if you want to be like, hey, tell me what it's like to be on a Christopher Guest set, he could probably answer that. But then you could also be like, hey, what's it like being on a Paul Thomas Anderson set? And he'd be like, I can answer that question too. But we have to make sure that I'm sitting exactly in the middle of the frame when I do it.
And what's it like working with John Goodman?
It's probably like very like very like people are complaining about being hot all the time.
Anyway,
That's it.
I feel like we've digressed now, and we're just it's done. So
It's fine.
awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. We appreciate your attendance. We know you have your choice in Friday evening random rants, and we appreciate that you stayed here through the cow talk, the pickle talk, the cucumber talk.
Be sure to go
And-
rent Gosford Park.
Yes, or the what was the hotel one he was in?
It's the Wes Anderson.
The Grand Budapest
Oh,
Hotel.
yes.
There you go.
And next week we're going to talk about rice.
About what? Rice?
Other grains. Yeah.
Got you. Different grains.
Mm.
Interesting. So thanks guys for being here as always. Maybe next week we see Frank. Maybe not.
Maybe
Frank becomes
see.
a correspondent of some sort.
We just get like an 8x10 with a little like candle lit next to it.
Hold up little Frank faces.
Can we get one of those religious candles made like we had for
Yes.
Javier?
Yeah.
We'll have it for Frank. We'll just light it.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you again. And as any pearls of wisdom for anybody?
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Buy low,
take any
sell
wood.
high.
Yes. And I'll do what John Stewart said. It was a Spike Lee quote, I think. Always push if the world is pushing down on you, always punch to a higher level. I think, to paraphrase it. So cool. Bye everybody.
Bye.